Savages. This is Hako. And, well, for the last couple of days, since things have been pretty quiet on some of the servers that I've been playing, I've gone and do what I normally do and server hop. But I've been finding characters that I've had on servers. Okay, to give you some context, back in 2018, when Conan first launched on console in May, I spent the first few weeks playing PvE and PvP, trying to figure out what it is I wanted to do, not realizing that I could also play offline. I didn't actually play an offline server until my own private, offline game until like around June or something like that. But anyway, I digress. Um, so I found out that I like the PvP environment a whole lot more because on PvE everybody seems to sprawl, whereas on PvP it seemed like first of all the ping was a lot slower on average, and the populations were more active, and people didn't build up and cover entire expanses. Now, mind you, I had never played a game like Conan Exiles before. I played Minecraft, um, but nothing like Ark or Rust. And what was happening was that a lot of the people who were on Ark and got tired of all the rampant toxic griefing and trolling came to Conan. Well, unfortunately, they brought that culture with them, and so PvE had a lot of people who were running around just mass land claiming, and it made it really difficult to play. So I ended up gravitating naturally towards PvP servers. Well, I wanted to find a server that had a good had a good community on it that was pretty stable, not a lot of griefing, not a lot of jumping you as you're harvesting resources. Somebody told me that that's kind of what Rust is all about. Is while you're out there trying to knock down a tree, um, there's some guys run up behind you with a gun already and killing you for your resources. But so I was mindful of those things that were. Oh, he followed me out here and wasted my freaking ramp. Okay, let's just go ahead and take him out. Just get stuck in. This is not a. And apparently, I played this character enough that. Yeah. It's so grumpy. How about this? What's the last thing on your mind? My axe. I'm trying to get to a spot where I can just kind of settle down for a little bit. There's lots of little buildings here and there, people experimenting and exploring. Nothing's decaying, so the server is still active to an extent. Lags a bit on the weirdy. Yeah, this looks like a Rust build. Or maybe somebody attempting a spire. Yeah, they're trying to build oh, it's decayed too. That's what that means. Right there, it says demolish. You can demolish it, but I've since stopped doing that. Most times people set stuff out like this because what the fuck? I must have trolled all of them. Um, a lot of times people put things out like this out here and just let it decay as bait to see who's aggro and who's not, and then once you show up in their logs, they get like carte blanche to just come after you over and over and over. This happens. But anyway, so yeah, I spent a lot of time server hopping, and then of course I wouldn't stay on the server for too long. I'd level up to about 20 or something like that. Where'd they go? And then I would go look for another server, or maybe there was like I got come on over here. I want to go ahead and oh my gosh, did I get it? No, it's still moving. Agility, our accuracy really doesn't. Okay, I'm out of stamina. So anyway, the last couple of characters that I've found had virtually no inventory, and all their attributes had been reset. All of their feat points had been reset, except for this one. Now I know he's an early character, like from 2018, probably a May or a June, because of the hairstyle. Um, I was still doing the whole Conan roleplay kind of thing, and so I wanted to make my character look a little bit like Conan, and that's kind of what I did here. And I played enough. I played this character enough for him to take out, at least two elites or one elite. I think this drops off of one elite. I just looted the little hidden chest around the corner there, and I just created this. And of course, you just saw me kill the crocodile, but I had all my attributes, and you can tell this is pre-patch because I don't put points in survival anymore at all. Simply because no longer, since hard work is no longer a second tier stat, uh, there's no point in dumping that many points into survival if you're not a dedicated harvester for a clan. And then more surprisingly was the fact that I had all these feats already unlocked. You know, it's the last 3 characters that I rediscovered on the server didn't have any of their feats or their attributes. They were all reset. So this guy was so old that the patch didn't even pick him up. And I think that's kind of cool. So now I'm on a new project. I'm going to continue bouncing through the servers and seeing which ones I have that are still around. I'm going to go ahead and camp him somewhere. I don't want to put him in that tree because a lot of people build in that tree. And then if I sign on and end up inside somebody's base, that's going to be really hard to explain. So we're going to go ahead and just climb this rock real quick. Yes, my stomach hurts. I get that. I'm going to get up here, build a campfire, and... Well, actually, I could just eat the raw meat, but I don't want to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some wrapping. See, you can move things around in your inventory, but you can't do anything else. I don't really need the head, and I don't need that. I'll just start dumping the crap that isn't going to be useful to me yet. I can always get more of those. Don't need that. That's enough water. And by the way, Gruel is going to be your friend on the new game in the early game. In fact, even in the late game, if you want something that has a neutral kind of reaction to your character, you just need to fill yourself up with some food and water. Gruel is going to be your choice. So, yeah. Alright, that should be enough. And I think that's good enough right there. Okay, so we're going to keep climbing. Actually, how about right there? We'll go put him right there. And there we go. So, before you make your character go to sleep, the thing you want to make sure of is that 1, you don't have a torch in your hand. And 2, you take off your clothes, so you, especially if you're near these kinds of rocks. When you're in the jungle, you can be a bit more relaxed about that. And then you just lay down. You notice how my character goes into the rock. And just kind of twist it around a little bit, trying to get the... There we go. And it's a pretty good spot. Not many people build up here. And it's, you know, it's pretty quiet. So now we can go ahead and sign out. That's 3788. So about summer of 2018, no, about summer of 20... No, it wasn't summer. It was like late summer, early fall. Towards the end of summer, start of fall. Oh, I just forgot my 3788, right? That's what I said. We could just go this way. Wait for this menu to proc. What I was doing originally to try and find all my other characters. There we go. And then we go to favorite that. Alright, these are so far the ones that I found. This is the guy I've been playing since November 2019. So what I'll do is I go ahead and go for the America servers. I always play official. I used to play... Actually, you know what? I did play some private servers. So let's go ahead and see if we can find any private servers. Why isn't it click for me? Man, there's so many minor little pieces of shit bug. So what I normally do when I server hopped is I just hit the ping button, and the lowest ping, top board, I'd pick that guy, and I'd load in. Now this is 3830. We may have a character here, we may not. We don't know. Because, like I said, I server hopped a lot all throughout summer of 2018. And at the time, I didn't realize that, well, if I didn't want to come back to that server, I could just go ahead and recreate my character. There's no point in really doing that, honestly. But for a while there, that's what I was doing. I'd load into a server, realize it was overloaded with people, or it was griefing, and Alright, so nobody here. We don't need to worry about this guy. So 3830's out. And then actually, at a point, I did keep a journal, but then, you know, I was like, yeah, if I can just play whatever, toss it out. Um, and But yeah, so I've been kind of surprised that, like I said, I started server hopping again, and I just hit the lowest ping that one afternoon, and I've said, oh my god, I had a character here and didn't even know it. 3833, that sounds familiar. There's nobody on, so, and it's a 34 ping. Let's try it out. But yeah, it's very random. There's no real pattern to it. I could be more efficient, but that's not the fun of it. So that's kind of basically what I wanted to just share. Like I said, the oddity was that last character I found. Still had all his attributes and skill points. Alright, so this guy's... If I was on this server, I recreated the character, so that's why it brought me back to the menu creation screen. Uh, Character creation menu. Sorry, screen. Whatever. So we're going to go back to officials. 3790. Because see, typically what you could do, if you have active characters on the servers, you could just do level check and it'll bring all your characters up. Likewise, you could also do favorites if you favorited those servers. Um, let's see if populations. There's bullshit. There's nobody on. I'm gonna guess this is probably like all the way out on the other side of the country for me. That's a lot of ping. Damn. Either that, they're like deep in the Midwest when they're on satellite internet. Uh, Sometimes this doesn't really matter though. Sometimes the ping doesn't make a difference. Let's see, who's the youngest server? 3775. I know I've been on that server before. I I have a friend of mine who's got a clan, who was part of a clan out there, and he had went when we were basically ditching an older server that we were playing on because the things had gotten crazy. Um, that's a weird sound in the background. Yep. Yeah, I didn't build on this one, so we get rid of that. I must have left that and then recreated it. So like I said, there was a lot of times where I was leaving a server, I would just recreate it. So I had this weird idea in my head that, well, maybe having all these different characters spread throughout the game was going to cause confusion, because sometimes when you click on the level thing, like, I know this guy's a 14, and I know this guy's a 19, but this guy's not supposed to be level 10. He's a higher level than level 10, I thought. And one of these is supposed to be 23. So it doesn't accurately show your level. And that's why I started getting the crazy idea that, well, maybe it's because I have so many characters out there, you know, G Portal and Funcom can't manage the account properly or something. I don't know. I don't know enough to be confident in my thoughts. Just enough to know that things are off. Conan Chronicles, 10 times boosted. I never had any fun playing on those. Meaning of Life 5 times. Wandering Souls. These are private. You need a password to get in. There's that one. Let's try 3790. That sounds like something I probably would have checked on. So yeah, if you're a server hopper and you didn't write down the numbers of the servers that you played on, or you don't play them very often, you might find a character. I mean, because yeah, I mean that guy's so old that even the patch didn't find him to reset his attributes and shit, or the game didn't catch up to that. You know, I may log in on that character tomorrow and it'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and change it up now. We'll see what happens. All right, well, nothing here. Let's go back to officials. Come on. $38.16. Now we're getting into the 42s. Normally I'd go for 30s, but the 42s. We just checked the 38.77, didn't we? I think we did. So 3816. Alright, I have to do it on a cross. Anyway, you get the gist. I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by.